A pale imitation of the real Plymouth Rock.
I just want to point out that that's where the school buses would be.
That's where they are.
We've made it. Plymouth Plantation. Pretty packed. Salem, Mass, very busy the first weekend of October. Plymouth Plantation, very busy the first weekend of November. If there is such a thing as a Thanksgiving destination, this might be it.
There is a ground zero for Thanksgiving.
Did either of you go on a school field trip here?
Yes.
I don't remember the first thing about it, other than, people in period clothing.
I think I asked a question of one of the people that was, modern, just to be a little, snot.
The Horatio Hornblower, the second visitor center.
Horatio Hornblower is the man who established this place in 1947, by the way.
I would have easily just assumed he was, a pilgrim of note.
I didn't know there was going to be a test.
But of course there's going to be a test, Nina. At the end of this field trip, you got to write in your blue book what your favorite part was, something you learned, and somebody you met. Gloria, stay with your chaperone.
It's $30 a person, except for the kid who's 18, I think.
No, she's 2 years old. They're going to explain why Plymouth Plantation is spelled with an I.
It says 400 years ago there was no set rules for spelling, and writers at the time spelled it phonetically.
The 400th anniversary. I mean, not quite.
It's next year.
Can't jump the gun on these 400th anniversaries. Maybe we should get some quick nosh. You got the poutine, my man.
I did. It's not your traditional poutine. There's cranberries in it, and there's also sweet potatoes. We're in the visitor center. This is the cafeteria area. Poutine.
There's turkey and cranberry.
And cheese. It's very cheesy. It's good.
Apropos.
They always tell you in Provincetown the Pilgrims landed there first, found it unsuitable, and then continued on to Plymouth.
Apparently it was used for measuring the ship's speed. They toss it and then count the number of knots that pass through their hands.
Oh, okay. I mean, it's one metric. Knots per hand.
This is a real 1638 bell.
Made out of bronze and iron. Now, this here is the Mayflower. This is a model ship built on a model cow.
I don't know the purpose, but it's pretty neat.
Are you done swabbing the poop deck? Are you done swabbing the poo-poo deck?
Having never been here before, this is a lot larger than I thought it was going to be.
Why did you not go on the field trip that we all had to go?
Because I stayed home and watched The Price is Right.
I think Nina did the right thing.
The Price is Right thing?
It was a field trip day. They were like, you're not going to learn anything anyway.
Oh my God.
You can stay home if my father wasn't working.
My mom would count down the days on my behalf. She's like, and just think, in 5 days, you're going to be on a field trip to Plymouth Plantation and learn about Thanksgiving.
Are we there yet, Gloria?
Yeah, Mommy.
Are we there yet?
Oh, she's instantly going to want to go in there.
Oh, there was a fire there. They burn a big fire here, and then everybody sits around to stay warm.
Gloria, look, they sleep on dead animals. You found the only valid sitting place in the area. You tried to make do with this thing.
There's no benches or anything, which I understand in traditional Wampanoag villages you wouldn't have had benches.
We don't live inside of our houses and the houses that you see. We only sleep in there, so we'll do all our living outside.
What is that thing?
You could ask one of the people.
I'm slightly scared.
Me too.
Are you in a boat?
In the future, it'll be a display of Native American furnishings. How neat.
How much of this is real and preserved?
None.
None, right? It's all recreation? Oh boy, here she goes. What do you think the shot of getting John up here is?
Come on out.
Oh no.
You trying to figure out what that is down there?
Yeah, it has my position and the view that I am facing.
Oh, wow.
It is not actually Cape Cod, which is way the hell over here. This is one of those hills that's almost worth going down.
Pretty steep for a jump.
To go down.
You could go down.
Could go down. Do you like this house better than your house?
Well, climb into your new bed.
Bah. What do sheep say?
Bah.
I have a memory of whenever it was I attended here. I don't remember exactly when. But this same house was also under construction at the time. A perpetual state of construction for demonstration purposes.
Got it.
A sad state for a building to perpetually remain half built.
Stuck in time.
You like walking along elevated things?
Doesn't the fire smell nice, honey?
And how are you faring in this? You're named Gloria.
She sounds like Peppa Pig.
When I was very young, my sister, who was not very kind to me when we were small, told me that if I did behave myself, that a wild boar was going to get me. So I think that some things are quite fearsome. If I sound fearsome, I'm very sorry.
Oh, what's a good?
I gotta say, interacting with the period folk, the actors.
I like it.
I hate it. It was awkward for me as a 7-year-old or however old I was. It's just as awkward now.
Some of them are clearly like the governor's wives and children.
Maybe I should try to turn them against each other.
Wing slow! Get your arms down here! I'm actually amused by this. Mostly because he said ours.
Yeah, something's gonna happen, I feel like.
3 in front. All right, but we're no longer far in front.
Oh, yeah!
The end.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Now that I have your attention, 'tis my purpose to conduct a bit of martial training here in the town. Know you well that every man in the town, over the age of 16 and under the age of 60, is compelled to stand in the militia. Now, I understand that you folk do things differently where you are from. As such, I will accept those in the ranks, those who might happen to be women, as well as children, provided that they be at minimum 6 years of age. Join us! The first posture you need to learn is called order. Your right is that side. Are any of company? Advance your pike to the first, to the second, to the third. Now, I do not expect you to be perfect. I expect you to end up correct. Company, charge your pike. First squadron, close your file to the left. And stand.
Frank is going off to war.
I feel like a widow. I feel like I've lost into the militia.
Don't see Daddy.
We thank you that in this exercise none were killed, maimed, or otherwise injured. God save King Charles!
God save the King, Charles!
I don't think I can return to normal life. Not after what I've seen in them hills. So a few things. I got the full adult,
Yeah, you got the full adult pike.
and they're heavy.
Yeah.
There's like high risk of injury to like the people around you.
I actually appreciated the whole thing.
Was it fun to watch?
It was very fun to watch.
Did you like to see me and how awkward I was the whole time?
No, I thought you were doing well. Daddy was off to war.
I would have let you be in my second squadron. God save King Charles! I was hoping for some brutal, honest feedback.
You've done reasonably well for a man who is green.
And short.
Well, I mean, that's not necessarily a problem, Master. I mean, you're not overly short or anything. You've got a good build to you, you've got good strength. The men I'm going to put as pikemen are usually going to be the men who I think who are the strongest. My musketeers I'm going to have my cleverest men as, generally, for they would require more skill, more dexterity and such things, whereas I want a man who can follow orders and be big and strong as a pikeman. It is a great error of judgment to think that soldiers can be made quickly, like glass, with a puff of hot air from an iron instrument as myself.
Right.
But rather, to make a proper soldier, as any trade, requires years of practice and training. So I'd say to make a good infantryman should require a good 5 years of proper training. If I had you for 5 years, I'd be certain that I'd have a good soldier in you, Master.
So I'll be back here tomorrow morning.
All right, very well, Master. I'll see you in the morning then.
The thing about marching around with those pikes is you start to be a little bit bloodthirsty. When they're like, advance your pike, you're like, okay, for St. George. And they pick up the tempo of the drum, and you're supposed to yell, victory! It's exciting.
This place, the country, it's far more helpful compared to home, so I expect we'll be able to live good long lives.
This is like at the end of the village, when they find out like just over the fence is like real
They're really
civilization.
in civilization.
Is that your guy?
I haven't seen a turkey in this whole place.
Yeah, so much for Thanksgiving.
We got poutine.
I love gift shops, Frankie.
The high prices don't freak you out.
I mean, they do. It's $32. You know.
I'm gonna buy some chocolate-covered cranberries.
Yeah. I mean, this is, the time.
This Thanksgiving, gobble gobble to everybody. You gonna get a cool book?
About the Thanksgiving parade.
Have you ever had or seen canned brown bread with raisins? What you do is you put the whole can in the oven, just as is, and it's got bread pre-baked inside.
Wow.
And when you open it, you get nice fresh bread. It's super moist. It's got raisins.
My father used to serve it with baked beans.
Yes.
Baked beans and brown bread.
Wait, my father would put the baked brown bread into the oven.
This bench is for two. You and me.
What did the cow say?
Yeah, it was mooing a lot, wasn't it?
What does a goat say? A goat says "but" to $15 for a children's book, a water, and some cranberries.
I mean, that's what you expect.
Yeah.
Museum gift shop prices.
Yeah.
Gloria, did you love Plimoth Plantation? Did you love it, Mommy?
I did. I had a lot of fun. I personally don't like talking to the actors. That part is like too much for me.
What was your favorite part?
Definitely the militia training.
Picking John up at the bus area. Did you enjoy Plimoth Plantation? I did.
I think the most enjoyable part was watching Frankie Militia.